Alright, I'm going to show you the M&P 15 Sport 5.56 AR-15 style rifle that I got. I'm going to show you a few of the starter points that I found that you'll probably use when you're buying your gun. First off, I got this from, I think it's called gunbuyer.com for $539. That's right. Of course, without the scope, just with the sights. Anyway, let me tell you about this here. You know, a few beginner points here. So the first off is the price. I got it for an awesome deal. It's actually on sale right now. Go there and buy one. $539. I'm going to tell you all the stuff that I bought that'll get you started that you'll probably want to consider when you're getting your rifle. I got a sling for $6 on eBay. A 1-point sling, tactical sling. The exact same one you got by the store. I went to the gun shop and they wanted to sell me a sling for $50. And I was like, yeah, right. I mean, I'm not paying $50 for a sling. The gun cost me $500. Dude, that's like a small percentage of the gun already. Anyway, so I bought one for $6. I also bought there's a piece that goes on the back here that you'll need to replace. They wanted to sell that to me for $30. So I told them, yeah, right, I'm not paying $30 for that little piece of metal. So I went online and I bought it for $5. You put it on here, you can attach your sling, your 1-point sling. The gun comes with these little attachments here. You can put on your 2-point sling to carry it around your shoulder, and if that's cool with you, just do that. But if you want to go a little more tactical, like SWAT style or military style or something like that, you know, buy this little piece. You know, for $10 you get the sling and this piece. I'll put some links in the description where you can get them, or just search for it on eBay, whichever. Okay, my Acog Scope. It's actually a knockoff from China, so I didn't want to pay $1,000, twice as much as my gun. And it illuminates on the top. It's got green crosshairs. It's got crosshairs up to 600 yards. You can focus in on, and this thing works surprisingly well. I wasn't sure if it would work so hot because it was a knockoff, but I don't see anything wrong with it except that it's probably not shatterproof like an Acog. You probably can't drop it off a building and it'll be fine. Or I wouldn't think it's waterproof either. I think the regular Acogs are, but either way, I mean, this thing doesn't come with a dust cover, so who cares, right? It's not like you're taking it into a lake or, you know, into a bunker filled with dust or something, dirt. Okay, so back to the scope. When I was shooting, I mean, every turn you want to adjust the thing. So this one on the side, you can just look at it like this. It moves it horizontally to the right and to the left, and then the top one moves it up and down. So it's pretty easy to remember. So the side is just this way, and then the top is vertical. And I don't know, I think that's probably the way it is for any scope. Well, some people call it wind and elevation. I don't really know all that much about the scope, but that's the way this one works. And I got this for $82. It's awesome. Trust. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if you can. Yeah, you can see the green dot a little bit. You know, the green crosshair? That's what it looks like. And you can kind of see the front. Oh, this is actually a pretty good shot. Anyway, you can see the front sights. It kind of lines up. Of course, you got this stock in the back. It's adjustable. It moves back and forth. If you're considering buying that, it's great. Totally awesome. What we've got here is I put this, it's called a Magpul B.A.D lever. Basically what it does is it helps you reload faster. I was watching people online use it, and I thought I really liked it, and I thought I'd get one for myself. It's not completely necessary, but you know, it's just one cool thing to have. I actually really like it. I don't have to hit the gun on the side to reload it, or sorry, send the bolt forward. So basically what it does is, typically when you take a magazine, let's say you're shooting, and you run out of ammo, and what happens is the bolt goes back, so then you can see inside, right? And then you put it in, and the bolt's still back. So instead of hitting this piece to send the bolt forward, which would enable a round, or simply put, you put a bullet inside of the barrel. Well, that's kind of a stupid way to say it, actually. You just put a bullet in, or you could just say you put a bullet in the chamber, right? It's ready to shoot. So instead of hitting this with your palm, or you're pushing it with your finger, all you do is you hit this with your finger on your right hand. So you don't actually have to take your finger off the trigger, or take your finger out of this area. All you do is you hit this piece right here. See, it kind of moves a little bit. Anyway, it stays up like this, and then when you want to hit the bolt forward, it goes forward. Anyway, it makes your reload about 20 to 30% faster. I've timed a lot of people online, and I'm not that fast yet, but I will be. Typically, it takes about I can't remember, something like 2 to 3 seconds to reload. Anyway, basically what it enables you to do is, instead of loading it like this, hitting the trigger, or hitting this, what do you call it, ping pong paddle? I don't know what it's called. The battery assist device, maybe, something like that. Basically, you load it, you hit this, and then you put your hand up here to shoot. Instead, all you do is you load it, and then put your hand up here, and then your right hand can send the bolt, can send a chamber into the round, or into the barrel, to ready to be shot. Anyway, so when I bought the gun, I got it for $539. It came with Generation 2 magazine. Which is cool. And then I also bought these Generation 3 30-round clips. I'm about to go shooting right now, which is why these are loaded. I really like the Generation 3 magazines. I would definitely recommend getting those. But even beyond these, I would probably recommend getting the window ones. I haven't got them yet, but after I bought these, I thought, man, I saw the window ones, and I thought, dude, I need to get those instead. Because then you can just look, and it's got a window, and you can see it. I think most people would agree that that's pretty awesome. That you can see how many, if you have bullets in there or not. What you'll want to take when you're shooting is you'll want to take earplugs for sure, at the least. I shot without earplugs. I shot one round out of the gun, and my ears about exploded. So you'll want to take earplugs, definitely, or just some headgear to muffle the sound. Let's see, what else? Okay, so I talked about the price. I bought everything: the scope, the gun, these three magazines. It came with a magazine, and then I bought these two for like normal price, $13 or whatever. I think you can get them online for $10, or I just got them all at the same time. Oh, and then I bought binoculars too, because last time I went shooting, I couldn't see the target because it was so far, even through the scope. And I didn't want to go up and check every time, I thought, so the next time I went. So I bought some binoculars for just like $11 online. So ones that you can see the target from like 100 yards or whatever. I just bought those on eBay. And you can buy those anywhere probably. But that's kind of the first shot through the gun. So right out of the box, the iron sights work really well. Here, you can just take off the scope. The scope comes off, and all you do is you clamp it on. If you're not familiar with this type of, I guess you can call it a rail clamp. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it clamps right onto the rail. The gun comes just like this. If you don't want to use the scope, it comes with these sights. They just flip up. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so you just look through there and just line it up. But I really like this scope. Seriously, like, only 82 bucks. I don't know how you can. I mean, it's just awesome. It works perfect. I adjusted it just 1/4 of an inch at a time, just one click at a time, and it works perfect. Honestly, I don't know why you would buy a more expensive one. Oh, well, like I was saying, it's probably a lot more durable. You know, I don't know how long this will last. We'll see. I think it just depends on how well you take care of it, really. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the M&P 15 Sport. Shooting the 55 grain. And I showed you those targets. This is the first time I shot with the scope from 50 yards. That's just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so it's like 5 inches in the black. The group on the left over here, that's what I shot after I adjusted the scope the wrong direction, and then I readjusted it the right way, and then I shot it right in the center, which is, it's pretty awesome. And I was sitting too, right? And this is with the iron sights. You can kind of see there. Here, iron sights. 4 out of 5 in the black. That's impressive. I wasn't sure how well it would do. Just right out of the box, super accurate. You know, from 50 yards, shooting on a 5-inch space. My first time shooting it, so hopefully I'll get a lot better doing that. Anyway, so there's the gun, or you call it a firearm. Just getting started with the gun, and I probably may want to put a new grip on. This thing kind of gets in the way a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. Everything else seems to work pretty well. I've been holding it here, like on the front. You put in the magazine, and you can hold it right here. Some people hold it up here, or even a little further, but this sort of is getting a little hot. You can't put anything on this. People were talking about replacing this. I think if you're standing, you might want to put your hand up here. Some people like it. Some people like to put your hand. I kind of like to put my hand right here when I'm shooting. Anyway, so if you're going to go shoot, you want to take earplugs for sure. And you should be ready to go. You don't need a scope, but I recommend the scope. It's super awesome. And that's kind of it. So you can get all the stuff, the sling, the little piece, the 1-point sling, the scope, all 3 magazines, and, oh, sorry, and I bought 140 rounds of ammo for like 50 bucks. That's like 40 cents a shot online. So the total was just under $800 for all this stuff. So I don't know how you can go wrong with that. I mean, and I'm not even going to mention, everyone and their mom always talks about, you know, the Ford Assist and the dust cover. I'm not even going to mention that. You guys already know that. It doesn't come with that. Let me show you a couple things about the gun, though, that if you guys don't know much about the Sport, let me show you a few things. So, just simple terms, if you've never had an AR-15, just let me explain what these things do. Okay, the stock, right, moves backwards and forwards. You put your shoulder here. It's pretty simple. Just let me explain a few things what these things do. Alright, so the way you load the gun, right, is that you load it in here, you put your bullets inside this, you shove it up inside there, and then what you do, after all you do, you just stick it in there. See, it's on safety, right? Safety, and then it goes on fire. The only way you can put it on safe is if the bolt is back. Or sorry, as if the hammering pin is back. I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So you stick the magazine in that has your bullets in it, and then what you do is you cock it. So then you pull this piece back. Here, let me see if I can do it with my left hand. So then you pull this back, right? And it pulls the bolt back. And then you just let go. Okay, here's the first shots I took with the M&P 15 Sport with my Acog Scope at 50 yards. While I was sitting at a table, so just, you know, in a chair. And this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm on my computer, so you can zoom out. So it's just 8.5 by 11. So the target, the black part here, is about what? 5 inches, about. So this is right out of the box. And then, okay, here, let me show you. So I adjusted the scope the wrong way, right? And it got shot over here. I was trying to, it was shooting here at the first, right? And then I tried to move it this way, but I accidentally moved it the other way. So then I shot this little cluster at 50 yards. And then I adjusted it back, and then the right direction, and then I shot these, you know, 3 in the center, 1 basically dead center, and then this little cluster sitting at 50 yards. Surprisingly, it went really well. And then I have these little targets down here. I made this target myself in Photoshop. I'd rather just do it myself. That's what you guys could do too, just make it yourself. Print it out from your computer instead of spending like 20 bucks. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I just wanted to print them out myself. So I'll move in a little bit more here. I just colored it in with the color so you can see the difference. Here's with the iron sights at 50 yards, just sitting at a table. Wasn't using any kind of rest for the muzzle. Just sitting there shooting. And you can see 4 out of 5. This one got away a little bit, but you know, this is a 4 inches. This is about 4 inches, so 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper here. Iron sights right out of the box. 4 out of 5 on the target, or 4 out of 5 in the black. 2 shot right in there. It surprisingly, like, super accurate. At least I think it is. Seriously, you don't want to be shooting this thing without earplugs. You could, but your ears would be ringing. Alright, so we got the target about 50 yards out, maybe 60. And I've been shooting sitting down, and now I'm going to try some prone. We'll see how this goes. It should be slightly more accurate because it's a lot more steady like this. Alright, so this is what I'm shooting at. Way out there. I don't know if you can... Those 2 targets. Oh, there they are. Sorry, I couldn't see. The one on the left I've been shooting at standing up. And the one on the right I've been sitting in prone at. If you guys haven't seen what it looks like through an Acog Scope, at least this one. Here, I'll try to see if I can... There you go. It looks just like that. Sorry, my camera's kind of bad. You can't really see it. Anyway, the crosshairs are really bright green. You can kind of see it when it goes dark there. There it goes. So if you're wondering what the Magpul B.A.D lever does, I'll show you right now. So when you cock the gun, the bolt goes to the back,
so you can see right inside. Instead of hitting the side like you could do like this, sends it to the front, right? Instead, what you do is you're shooting, reload, right? And then hit this little guy. Sends it right to the front instead of doing all this jazz. Not that that's a problem, but I really like this Magpul bad lever. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and maybe we'll put some more of these videos out for you. Okay, thanks for watching.